What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name's Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. It is week 5 in Mary Morales, and this is the week 5 video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about watercolor artists from our other sponsors. We've got lots of diamond painting companies sponsoring for Mary Morales, and I wanted to go over some of the watercolor artists that you could find at their sites. Now, there are some tremendous artists out there, and I have at least one to share with you from every company. So if you love watercolor, like I love watercolor, then you're going to find something that you love at every single place. So let me go ahead and get started. Now remember, keep an eye out through this video because there's going to be a special word that I'm going to share with you that you need to comment below for the week 5 video. So let me get right into it. First, let me start off with the tools that I got here in front of me so I can cover those sponsors, and then we'll talk about the diamond painting companies each individually from A to, well, T, because we don't have anybody with Z. So that being said, I have my beautiful release papers here from Lola Designs. Now, these were special event papers, release papers that I designed and Loena's printed, and I love them so much. There's a set of 4 different ones that you can get with different little dragons on them, and some of them even have a little friend in there. You can either get 1, 2, 3, or all 4 styles, and it's up to you what you want to get. Go check out loenasdesigns.com. I am using a pen. This one is the ultimate, well, it's like the ultimate prize-winning pen. It's a copy of it, but this one in particular is based on Ajacai from Diamond Pen Pal. Now, this side has hydrangeas, and this side, with special permission from Margaret Morales to use, they have Ajacai in artwork in there, and one lucky winner who finishes their canvas and does all the things you're supposed to do is going to win one sort of like this one with Ajacai artwork inside. In my multi-placer, I have Putty Crocker's Eggnog Scented Putty. You can find her over at Putty Crocker's Boutique and More on Facebook. And in my single placer and in the multi-placer on this pen, I have Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. It is basically like you make your own glue dot in your pen, whether that's your multi-placer, your single placer. Works fantastically on ABs. I've never had any issues. You gotta go check out Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. I know she's got to do another refill because she's run out, which is good. It's a good problem to have. Now, right here, I have a pen from Flawa Designs, which is actually an event pen for Mary Morales, and it matches the tray from Flawa Designs for Mary Morales. It says Mary Morales 2024 on it. Let's see if I get, there we go. I had to get it to focus. And it is beautiful, sturdy. It's 3D printed, and then there's resin on the inside, along with a little tray from Flawa Designs. I love this design. I love the fact that it has this like tilt right here, which funnels the diamonds down and out the spout. And it says Mary Morales 2024 on it. But you can get either the whole set of 3, you can get the pen and the tray, the pen and the trinket tray, whatever you like, all together or separately. But gotta love our trinket tray. I'm gonna put my stuff in it. That's where I like to keep it. Now, let me get into it, you guys, because I want to tell you all about these watercolor artists. So the first one that I want to start with is from Art and Soul. Now, Art and Soul, as a diamond painting company, they do both hand rendering, and some of their stuff is also computer rendered. Usually if it's a round diamond painting, you're going to see a computer render for that, and their square diamond paintings often are going to be hand rendered. And I like that because you kind of get your choice, you know, of what you like. Now, the first artist that I want to talk about from Art and Soul is actually, the name is A Woodland Fairy Tale. It's what it's listed as, but also known as Jessie Barber. Jessie Barber, I looked up some information about Jessie Barber, and what I could find was that she's a mother, a wife, and a self-taught watercolor artist. Now, I envy any person who has their own style, their own abilities. I am not an artist per se. I'm crafty, but I'm not artsy. I think I've talked about that before. But she is inspired by her love of nature and fairy tales. Now, if you're interested in more artwork from Jessie Barber, who also goes by A Woodland Fairy Tale, you can actually find her on Instagram. That's where I found some of these extra pieces that I'm sharing with you over on Instagram. And the ones that they have over at Art and Soul are fantastic. I think that the little hedge witch with the little hedgehog on a broom is probably the cutest thing that I've ever seen. Now that one, you can get it in round or square. You can get it in full round crystal or full square crystal, which I think is cool. You can add ABs, soul dust, both or none. I love the fact that with Art and Soul, you can kind of shape your diamond painting experience the way you'd like it to be. And that is pretty phenomenal. The other piece that I chose to highlight is called Snow's Enchantment from A Woodland Fairy Tale. I love bears, and we all know I love me some mystical things, but this one in particular is not only beautiful, but just inspiring with winter. You know, we're in the winter season now, and so seeing something beautiful in winter is always a good thing. But that is one of the artists from Art and Soul. Absolutely love, love, love the work. Now, the other one that I did want to talk about, but I'm going to be talking about it from our next company, is Jody Bergsma. You can find Jody Bergsma over on Art and Soul, but the pieces that I'm going to talk about from Jody Bergsma are actually going to be from our next diamond painting company. Now, the next company that I want to talk about, which is one of our sponsors, is Captured by Radiance. Now, you guys have seen me do a post review from Captured by Radiance for Divide of Attraction, which is still by far one of my favorite 2024 finishes. Their artist that they have over there for watercolor is also Jody Bergsma. Like I said, you can find Jody at a few different diamond painting companies because she licenses with MCL, and a lot of diamond painting companies do some licensing stuff through MCL. I believe it's called MCL. I believe I'm not mistaken on that, but Jody Bergsma has 4 different pieces over at Captured by Radiance, and a couple of my very favorites are, one is called Inspired by the 5 Winds. It has horses in it. If you'd like to see a post review, actually, of that painting, Inspired by the 5 Winds, go on over and check out Diamonds and Thoughts. Marissa has a beautiful finish of this one from Captured by Radiance. Not just an unboxing, she's got the post review up on it, and it is gorgeous when finished. Jody Bergsma also has pieces. One is called What a Wonderful World, with these adorable panda bears. I love them so very much. Now, Jody Bergsma has a diverse painting style that is developed over many years. Sorry, bacon's like jumping everywhere. Over many years, and literally thousands of paintings. She had early works which were like children's illustrations that she sold at Northwest art shows to pay for her education. Her technique in watercolor is self-taught, which again, I have so much respect for. I'm not an art person. I wish that I was. My husband and my son, they are fantastic with art. Wish I was, but I'm not. But more about Jody. Her engineering degree is reflected in her compositions and shows her love of mathematics and geometry. And she blends these with her imaginative inner visions to create her unique style. She's often asked about her use of Aboriginal or native and geometric symbols, and her ongoing studies introduced her to a lot of ancient cultures and the beauty of their design. So By working with these images, she participates in the significance of our history and reintegrates their symbols into our modern culture. Now, I found information on that on her website, so that's actually a quote about Jodi from her website. And absolutely phenomenal works. She has so many pieces of just different artworks that not only that you can find in the diamond painting world, but prints that you can pick up. So I highly recommend going and checking out her website if you want to see more from Jodi Bergsma. But we've seen Jodi Bergsma at companies like Diamond Art Club, I think even Dreamer Designs, not sponsors, but you can find her kind of everywhere in the diamond painting world, and with reason. She's just got some fantastic pieces generally in watercolor. So go and check out her website. But that is our artist from Captured by Radiance. Let's move on to our next company, which is Enablers Outpost. Now, Enablers Outpost, like the last two. Oh, I forgot to mention, with Captured by Radiance, they also do hand-rendered art. There is some older stuff that was computer rendered, but most of what you're going to see now is hand-rendered. Now, with Enablers Outpost, they also appear to hand-render most, if not all, of their artwork from their artists. I do love me some hand-rendered art. And the artist that I would love to talk to you about from specifically Enablers Outpost is Karen Yumi Lusted. Now, I am so happy to see Karen Yumi Lusted on the Enablers Outpost site. She was formerly on Lazy River Crafts, which it appears as though Lazy River Crafts has closed down their website. So if you're looking for Karen Yumi Lusted, you can find her over on Enablers Outpost. I'm so happy. I wonder how many pieces she's going to have over there, because she had a lot of pieces over on Lazy River Crafts. So there's some that I'm really hoping I get to see again, as I didn't get an opportunity to buy them prior to Lazy River Crafts closing. Now, Karen Yumi Lusted, I wasn't able to find a lot of information about her. I know that I'm pretty positive that she was born in Great Britain and now is living in, I believe, Japan. That was something that I was able to find just like on Instagram generally about Karen Yumi Lusted. But I cannot wait and hope to see more of her artwork over on, like I said, Enablers Outpost, or possibly at other diamond painting companies. I guess we have to kind of wait and see what's in the works for Karen Yumi Lusted as far as the diamond painting, world is concerned, because her work it deserves to be seen. I do have, and I will link up in the eye, a post review to a piece from Karen Yumi Lusted, and was a Lazy River Crafts piece, and it was Mermaid Tea. If you want to check that out, I'll put that up in the eye. Otherwise, if you want to see more of Karen Yumi Lusted's work, you should check her out on Instagram. She's got, oh my God, so many beautiful pieces. Another one that I wanted to talk to you about from Enablers Outpost specifically is called Colorful Cat Studio. Now, Colorful Cat Studio is Rachel Byler, and the information that I was able to find on Rachel Byler was very, very small, but you can find her again on Instagram. She is from, looks like, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and she studied art education at Messiah College, and then Manheim Township. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but maybe that was her high school. I was not able to find out a lot of information about her, except for the fact that her artwork in watercolor is amazing. She's a traditional artist, much like the others that I've posted prior to this who do not incorporate digital art. And like, digital art doesn't have to mean AI. It could be Procreate or Photoshop, Adobe, programs like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they've used AI, just digital artwork incorporated. And from what I can find on Ms. Byler is that her artwork specifically is all just traditional work. No digital included. And you can see here with these pieces that you can find over at Enabler's Outpost that, oh my gosh, just gorgeous works. Absolutely gorgeous works. And I'm looking to pick up a couple, at least a couple of them. You can probably see why I'm a little bit obsessed with her artwork. There's a lot of fantasy element and beauty to it that you just, I don't know what it is about watercolor that makes it even more dreamy than what it was to start with. So go and check out, she goes by specifically Colorful Cat Studio on Enabler's Outpost, and you should definitely check her out. Now, Enabler's Outpost appears to, like I said, hand render most, if not all, of their works there. So if you prefer a hand render, then you will find it over at Enabler's Outpost. But let's move on to the next company. The next company that I have for you is Jaded Gem Shop. Now, there were actually several watercolor artists that you can find on Jaded Gem Shop's website. So I had to narrow it down to a couple, just to, out of fairness of the other companies. I went to 3. The first one that I want to talk about is Lenus. Now, I was not able to find out a lot of information about Lenus, except, you know, that Lenus has pieces, or a piece specifically, over on Jaded Gem Shop. The reason I wanted to bring this one up specifically is because Lenus's name is Daisy Wang, and she is from Australia. You can find a lot of her artwork over on Instagram. Now, the piece that I'm showing you in particular is actually a special for 25% off Jaded Gem Shops. The hand-rendered version of this piece is 25% off on Jade's website, because Jade is one of the sponsors, and this piece in particular is, 1, absolutely beautiful, and 2, she wanted to give you some special pricing on it. It's Serenity with the Moon, and if you use the code up on the screen, it's Watercolor Wonderland, all one word, you will receive 25% off of this piece. And that's the hand-rendered version. That brings the price down a lot, you guys, and makes it so affordable and so worth picking up from Lenus. Go and check that out. Now, the other artist that I wanted to talk to you about, one in particular, is Cherryuki. Now, I'm going to share a couple of pieces from Cherryuki with you. And these pieces are absolutely gorgeous from Jaded Gem Shop. There's so much more from Cherryuki that you can check out on Jaded Gem Shop's site, but I've got lots of information to share with you about Cherryuki. And I love the fact that not only does she do like watercolor work, but she has other forms as well, especially those like cute little chibi images. One, she is an illustrator and a comic book artist. She is from Australia. And if you're looking, Jade also has hand-rendered pieces from her as well that you should definitely check out. Now, the next artist from Jaded Gem Shop that I want to talk to you about is Lola Brookner. I want to make sure I'm not murdering her name. Lola Brookner is a artist from Oberhausen, Germany, and she's now I got all of this from her bio on her website, so you know you can check out more of her on her website. You can find her work combining the evocative murals of ancient Egypt with ornate details reminiscent of Klimt. She was initially an oil painter, and she developed a distinctive mixed media approach using watercolors, colored pencils, acrylics, other materials, but she's definitely what you would consider a traditional artist, not so much a digital artist. She really showcases her mastery and dedication to pushing artistic boundaries. Now, she has taught over 400 students on Patreon, and she offers online live courses 3 times a year. So if you are interested in learning more, you can learn more from Leoba herself. Her artwork, you guys, is absolutely stunning. Now, because Jaded Gem Shop has always offered both now hand rendering, more pieces hand rendered, as well as the ones that are computer rendered with some hand touch-ups, you can actually see that some of the art pieces are actually, I think that they fare better almost in going with the traditional like computer rendering, only because it doesn't miss any of those finer details. Now, Leoba's work really lends itself to just about any sort of diamond painting, like hand render or computer rendering that is used. Honestly, I need to pick up a Lola Brookner piece. They're just gorgeous. But make sure that, like I said, you check out some more about her online or at Jaded Gem Shop. The other one that I wanted to bring up from Jaded Gem Shop is actually going to be talked about in our next company. So I will skip out talking about her for this moment, but in the next company, I want to talk to you about, you'll hear some more about this artist. So our next company / sponsor with a watercolor artist is Munimade. Now, Munimade has one specific one that I want to bring up to you, and that is Cat Fedora. Now, Cat Fedora can be found on Jaded Gem Shop or on Munimade, and oh my God, you guys, I am really, really obsessed. Now, Munimade does hand render their pieces. Does a fantastic job with rendering the pieces that she has, and Cat Fedora has several pieces over on Munimade. So if you want to look for Munimade, you can also check her out on Jaded Gem Shop, like I said. But Cat Fedora is a watercolor artist from the Northeast United States, and she loves nature, making art, and books, and she especially loves to paint enchanted, magical storybook scenes. Now, I found that on her Instagram, that information on her Instagram, and you should check out her Instagram because she has so many beautiful pieces there as well. The couple of pieces that I chose to highlight from M's shop from Munimade, I picked because they really evoke something for me. Like, in particular, the piece with the campfire scene and the girl who's kind of like kicked her feet up and she's looking up at the stars, and it's called With the Stars. That one just reminds me of being out in the middle of nowhere. Now, she's from Northeast United States and I'm from the Midwest, but the skies are very much the same in both places, where you can find the Milky Way in the middle of nowhere out in the sky. And I love that piece. Oh, I love it so, so much. But you should definitely check out Cat Fedora over on Munimade's site, and or if you can't find the piece you're looking for there, maybe check out Jaded Gem Shop. Now, the next artist and shop that I want to talk to you about, Pam Diamond Painting is another one of our sponsors for this event, and with their pieces, it's a lot of computer rendering. I have not seen too many hand renders from Pam Diamond Painting, and like I said earlier, that can really be a good thing because it picks up more of what you're missing in a hand rendered piece. Now, the artist, though, that I want to talk to you about from Pam Diamond Painting, her name is Leslie Mail. And I hope it's M-E-H-L, so if I'm pronouncing that wrong and I'm butchering it, I really super apologize. But Leslie Mail is just a very whimsical artist. I was able to find some information out about her from her website, and she has a really long bio, which I, clipped some pieces out of because I really wanted to highlight them. But she's a mixed media traditional artist from Brooklyn, and she studied in New York city, and now she's in New Jersey. She has her own website, and she talks a lot about like growing up in, you know, the 60s and being around Greenwich Village and meeting all of these rock stars and being a young weirdo. And that really just speaks to me. I was a young weirdo too. Now, granted, I grew up in the 60s in Greenwich Village, but I've met some famous people, you know, like you're just hanging out somewhere and all of a sudden a famous person just randomly shows up. I know that feeling, but I love her pieces. Absolutely love her pieces. They're just wacky and weird and a lot of fun. She is inspired by rock music, you know, pop music, what have you. She has some really funny caricatures over on her website of basically every musician you can name. You can find one of her caricatures of that particular musician. Now, the piece that I chose to highlight from Pam was one, the Alice in Wonderland piece, because, hey, I'm working on an Alice piece right now, only from Margaret Morales. But the other one is Janis Joplin as a mermaid. One, I love Janis Joplin. She's one of my favorite singers of all time. And not only that, but Janis Joplin as a mermaid. I mean, come on. Come on. You can't go wrong with that. But you should definitely check out more about Leslie on her website and or pretty much all over the place on social media, and check out some more of her artwork. Like I said, those caricatures on her website are pretty hilarious. I love them. I love them so, so much. Caricature art is one of my favorite forms because it sort of makes fun of the subject while also, you know, keeping in line with the fact that it's a piece of art, right? But that is from Pam Diamond Painting. Now, the next company that I want to talk about is Rhinestone Goddess Creations. Now, they do what looks to me like computer renders, and they have some like few hand rendered pieces, mostly computer renders it looks like. And I love that on some of the pieces they actually add a picture of the canvas, like unboxed, opened up on the pieces, so you can see like what the unboxed piece looks like. I do like that. It's almost, in my opinion, more useful than a mock-up, only because you can actually see what the canvas looks like. That's why we like unboxing videos, right? So we can see what that render looks like on a canvas. Now, the pieces from these two artists that I want to talk about, first is Shay J. Reed. Now, that is Shannon, and her last name is Justice Reed. She has on her Instagram, and this is just a perfect little line, it says 1 part cute, 2 parts weird, a dash of creepy, and a twist of anxiety-fueled nonsense. Boy, do I can 100% relate to that. Been described as all of those things myself, and I love her art. Now, the pieces that I decided to show you guys highlight a couple of things about that whimsy and that fantasy and that fun, that anxiety-fueled nonsense. She does this like two-sized eye thing that I absolutely just adore. And I saw more of it on her Instagram. I love Adelaide and Marmalade and the Lad Insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, David Bowie. Can't go wrong with that. I name a dog after David Bowie. The piece is so, so cute, and I am having a hard time picking, like, for when I'm able to snap up a Rhinestone Goddess Creations piece. I'm having a hard time picking which one I would really, really like to get, because obviously that David Bowie is sort of calling out to me for the obvious reasons. Oh my God, you guys, absolutely love, love, love. Now, the next artist that I want to talk about from Rhinestone Goddess Creations is An Mermaid. Now, I was trying to find out some more information for you guys because, you know, it's one thing to associate somebody with their like sort of artist name or artist handle online, and it's another to know like how to find them, right? Well, I was able to find An Mermaid, which is Anastasia Tsai, Tsai, and she is based in Montreal. She creates illustrations of like mythical mermaids playing musical instruments or doing different things. And she's inspired by her background in performing opera, Broadway, and jazz music. I thought that was really, really cool. She's in Canada now, and she's a traditional artist who uses kind of digital to create things, but not AI, like Procreate, that sort of thing. She does have obviously some more traditional pieces as well, which I am absolutely just obsessed with, to be honest with you. I think that the Mermaid Lagoon, oh my gosh, no, I have it. Her version of the swing right here. Oh my gosh. I can't get over, one, just how adorable it is, two, how whimsical. It's just, it's a cute take on a classic piece, and I love when artists do that. When they take something classical like that and make it their own, they bring their own style to it. It just makes it a lot of fun. And so you can check out these two artists, Saint An Mermaid and Shay J. Reed, over on Rhinestone Goddess Creations. Please, please, please go check them out. Or you can find their Instagrams as well. Now, not last, just kidding. Next to last is Shimmering Canvases. Now, I scoured you guys because sometimes finding a specifically watercolor artist can be hard to do if not every place has a watercolor artist. And I was able to find Ner Art. At least I believe that's how it's pronounced. I put the name up on the screen so you could kind of make that determination for yourself. How would you pronounce it, right? Now, her first name is Nicole. I was only able to find a little bit of information about her on her Instagram, and it appears as though she is an Italian self-taught artist. She uses mixed media, like digital with traditional, in Procreate, but again, not AI. And she, it looks like, does commissions as well. So if you're looking for something in particular, but Ner Art has some really beautiful pieces on Shimmering Canvases. Definitely worth checking out. The Asian Mermaid, probably one of my favorite ones that I'm definitely going to need to look into. Just gorgeous stuff. So make sure that you are finding out more about Ner Art. They only have a couple of her pieces, which is again why it was a little bit harder for me to find an artist over on Shimmering Canvases, but the couple of pieces that they have are definitely well worth checking out. Because again, Ner Art, very, very good artist, and you can find more of her stuff over on Instagram. Well worth checking out. Now, before I go on to the last artist the last company for this video, I wanted to share with you a little secret word that you can put down in the comments. Now, remember, when you put down the secret word, you're going to not want to put prize or competition or whatever. Just make sure you put it in a sentence that it is, obviously up in there. Put it in there as one word, because it is one word. And the word I'm looking for this week is watercolor, because we're talking about watercolor artists, right? Put watercolor down there in a sentence. Again, don't use prize or whatever. Just use it in a sentence somehow naturally. There are some people who cheat and use your words when they see them down there. So keep in mind that somebody may or may not do that. And, what can you do when they do that stuff? Nothing. But because you are watching the whole video, you may or may not be rewarded. Now, please go down there and use the word watercolor. So the last company that I am sharing with you as our diamond painting company sponsors is the one with the diamond art, and that artist is Julia Speir. Now, I was able to find out some more information from her website for Julia Speir, and I was really glad that I looked up more information, especially because she has so many more pieces on there that I was not aware of. The one with the diamond art really only has 2 pieces from Julia, and I know that they're sending out a canvas in the mail that I can hopefully share with you guys before the event is over. Now, Julia Speir she works as a freelance artist in her studio, and painting is her full-time job. She's got a bachelor's degree in fine arts, and her first drawing lessons were actually received from her father. He was a painter too. So for years, she painted portraits, caricatures, and illustrations, and she illustrated a range of coloring books, actually, that you can pick up, and children's storybooks as well. She's been painting her whole life, she says. She lives near Barcelona in Spain, and she has 3 big German Shepherds. Now, from one big old baby owner to another, I can't imagine having 3 giant beans in the house. So good luck with those German Shepherds, right? She considers herself a romantic. She adores fantasy, and she portrays it in her mysterious young women who captivate people with the direct stare of their big eyes. And her style, she says, has a touch of whimsical fantasy art. Her favorite mediums are watercolor and pencil, and that is why she's being shared here, right? Because her art is just absolutely gorgeous. As we know, I'm a sucker for portrait. I'm a sucker for a mystical looking lady person. It's the 2 things that I tend to pick up when I pick something up is like magical lady with fish around her head. Boom, done, right? I mean, how many times have you seen me work on a piece specifically with some lady with fish around her head, or some lady with something magical around her head? So you win for me, Miss Julia Speir. So go and check her out. She's got a website, like I said. Oh, there's Bacon shaking the whole world again. What's shaking, Bacon? But one of these times I'm gonna have to show you what this cat looks like that she jumps on the table and shakes the whole world. Yeah, you're gonna need to know. She's in some old videos of mine from when I was upstairs, and I do my unboxings and she refused to get off the bed. Yeah, that's Bacon. Anyways, all of that said, you guys, please, please, please go and check out these diamond painting companies, as well as these fantastic watercolor artists. They deserve your follows on social media. You can find some of them on Facebook. I mean, go and do some research, check them out. They deserve more recognition, just generally. So, you know, tell them House of Miscellania sent you. They're not going to know who in the heck I am, but sure, go ahead and tell them that anyways. But look at, you made it all the way to the end, right? Did you? Did you? Well, here's the thing, you guys. If you made it all the way to the end, because you're putting in the word watercolor as your comment, why don't you also put in a little paintbrush or paint palette? Let's go paint palette, because I think that's one of the emojis that are available, right? Ooh, I better check that out first. Hold 1 second. Yeah, let's go paint palette and paintbrush. Put both. If you only do one, I won't knock you points for it, but do a paint palette, do a paintbrush, and that way when you put in the word watercolor, it's not going to look out of place and people won't know. Just like the last time with Tea Time, they didn't pay any attention and Tea Time looks normal together, right? Now, it is week 5, like I said, so make sure that you are getting all of the things in that you're supposed to. If you've not filled out an entry form, do an entry form. Make sure you are doing a first submission of your diamond painting, and then your weekly photos along with commenting on this video. Make sure you do all 3 things. If you haven't posted your photo, go do it now. We've had a lot of people who have commented on the video but not posted their photo, or they posted their photo, they didn't comment on the video. And Sarah's reminding you on Mondays and Thursdays to do those things, so make sure you do them. I don't want anybody disqualified from any of the awesome prizes, right? oh, look at me, I don't want to leave anybody out. We have a new sponsor that we've just added to the list, and I want to make sure that I talk about this artist as well. So our next artist is actually from Bella Art Diamonds. Now, Bella Art is a company that does hand rendering, and they have recently joined our sponsors list. So I wanted to make sure that I did not forget to add them to this video. So Bella Art Diamonds has a couple of really fantastic watercolor artists. Now, they have many watercolor artists actually, but I narrowed it down to a couple, one of which is an artist named Vicky, V-I-K-I, and Vicky has a little bit of information on Bella Art's website that says she's an artist based in the UK and works with traditional media, mainly watercolor, and takes inspiration from video games and her favorite anime shows. And you can tell in these pieces in particular that she definitely digs on anime, and it is so darned cute. I can see any of these fitting into an anime pretty much anytime, anywhere. You can go and check out more from Vicky on Bella Art's website, and then while you are at it, you can check her out as Casual Rabbit on her Instagram. The stuff is cute, you guys. Really, really cute. So go on, check her on out. Make sure that you give her a follow because she definitely deserves it. Just very, very cute stuff. And then I don't want to say that I saved the best for last, but I definitely saved one of the best for last because this one in particular happens to be one of my very, very favorite artists as far as watercolor is concerned. And she is over at Bella Art Diamonds, formerly over at Lazy River Crafts, and that is Ultramar. Now, I have a finish of an Ultramar piece from Lazy River Crafts. If you would like to, you can go and check out that post review for, it was Lola Brookner from Ultramar, and her artwork does so well in diamond paintings. You can definitely see it from the finish of that piece. Now, Ultramar is actually, she says on her little thing on Bella, her little bio, it says, "Hi, I'm Ultramar. I do traditional illustration using watercolor. I love drawing dolls, fairies, flowers, and everything that has to do with fantasy, magic, and princesses." And you can definitely see that in her artwork. I decided to feature all 4 of her pieces over on Bella's website because she just, she's my favorite, and I'm hoping there's a piece I'm hoping that Bella Art ends up with that I would like to buy. We'll see how many more Ultramar pieces, but you can also see Ultramar on Jaded Gem Shop. So if you are looking for Ultramar's art, you can find her in those 2 places. And I'm sure that with, Lazy River Crafts not being around anymore, they will probably pick up even more of the artwork that Ultramar has. I cannot wait to see. Any of the sponsors that you buy from are well worth trying out at least once, You gotta go and try new things, y'all. But I hope that you enjoyed this feature about watercolor artists from our sponsors, and that you'll go check some of them out right away. As ever, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me, for watching this video, liking, put your comments in the spot below. You know what to do. You know what to say, right? I hope you remember. Anyways, it's been a good time working on Mary Morales with you. I can't wait to see some of those finishes coming out so that you can qualify for that ultimate prize. Otherwise, you guys, as ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, or wherever you are. I'll see you again real soon, okay? Bye-bye.